Molly, welcome to the Brand Innovators podcast.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for being here.
Thank you. Happy
I'm
to be
excited
here.
to talk to you. Okay, so tell me a little bit about how, first of all, your role and how you kind of ended up at Zenith and in this role, and how your kind of career path that you took.
Sure. So Molly Finnerty, Chief Investment Officer at Zenith, fairly new to Publicis.
Okay.
Came over. It's about maybe almost a year and a half now. I have, for the most part, been in investment. I started out in sales, CBS Sports ad sales. And I was so curious as to what was going on the agency side, being closer to clients. So I made a very early jump over and stayed the entire rest of my career. So I've always been agency side and an investment.
Okay, cool. And how do you, like, I guess, did you always think, I want to work in ad sales, I want to work in media, I want to work in tech, or like, did you just kind of, like, how did you get there, I guess?
I had absolutely no idea what we did as an industry. I
Totally.
really didn't know.
Yeah.
I went to a big sports school. I went to UNC Chapel Hill.
Oh, cool.
Was just super passionate about sports my whole life. I was an athlete. I had this opportunity to go and interview at CBS Sports ad sales. And it was so exciting. But again, I still had no idea what they did.
Yeah,
Right.
totally.
So I studied up on, okay, they carry the AFC, they carry, at the time, like they have March Madness. And so I studied up, but I still didn't know what we did. And luckily I got that job. And realized what an exciting, incredible industry we're in.
Totally.
And was just able to, navigate over to investment because I love being in the middle of the partnerships, working with all of the different partners in the platforms, and then also being in the middle and then being able to engage and work with clients. So for me, it was like that perfect synergy and, sweet spot.
Well, you mentioned that you're really into sports. Obviously, women's sports is having like a huge, I guess, like not a moment, but like women's sports is becoming something important, and it's becoming something important to advertisers. How are you seeing that?
I think it has, it's not a moment, but there's a rise in not just like awareness, but need for education, right? How do I, we have clients coming to us now and saying, okay, as marketers, like how do we think about female sports, about female audiences in the sports landscape? Like there's so many different layers and ways to to really hone in on different sports that are obviously resonating with your brands, your current clients, your growth audiences. And so it's been really exciting just to see all of our clients coming to us and asking, like, how do I play in women's sports in the right way?
Yeah, that's cool. Do you think that, you said you were an athlete, do you think being an athlete kind of helped you to be a better, like, be better in your career, be a better leader? Like, have you taken any of those sort of principles that you learned in athletics and applied them?
I think being a teammate, I think has been, being a part of a team and appreciating, appreciating everybody's differences, right? Everybody's bad days, everybody's good days. It is so similar to what I go through every day, being a part of a large team, being a part of, running an investment team with lots of people, lots of different personalities, lots of backgrounds, very similar to being out on the field and needing to support each other, needing to balance each other, needing to, just be a team. So I think it's more that like teammate aspect.
When you have younger people on your team that come and ask you for career advice or are stressed out about, do I take this job or this job, or what advice do you give to young people when they come to you?
If they're trying to, take a job away from me, obviously I'm going to try and persuade them to stay with us at Zenith. But no, I think for me, whenever I'm interviewing anyone, if I'm giving anyone any career advice, it is be enthusiastic, right? Show your passion. Like that is, if you're passionate about something, that's what you've got to go put your all into. And it's really the same, throughout your entire career. right? It's whether you're on your first interview or you are, winding down and trying to figure out, your last chapter of your career. It's do what you're passionate about, and also show the passion. So that's what I'm always looking for, and trying to just like encourage out of my younger team members is, show the passion. And,
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
What's a piece of advice that you've gotten that you've carried with you throughout the years?
A piece of advice that I have been given. I don't know. I don't know that there's one thing or anything that anyone has said to me that's like really clicked. What's always kept me going, as I've always thought of my career, as like a wave, right? So you're riding the bottom of the wave, and you just want to climb and climb and climb, and all you want to do is be promoted and be on top, and then you do, right? You get that promotion, and then you're at the top of the wave, and there's nowhere else to go. Like, so I feel like it's kind of when you get to that top of the wave, then you're like, all right, I'm on top. I'm so confident. I'm so comfortable. It's time to get uncomfortable.
Go to a new wave.
Go to a new wave.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
I also have found that like when you are younger and you're at the bottom, like you think that you really want that, like to be the top, and then you get there and you're like, oh, it's kind of nice not having as much responsibility. You know what I mean? So it's almost like a little bit of like enjoy the place where you are. Like where you are is fine. Not saying don't be ambitious, but like the moment that you're in is good enough, and the job that you're in is where you need to be for right now, and you need to be learning, for the next thing, of course, but like that this moment is good.
Yeah, I think no matter what level you are, no matter what level of comfort you're in, you just have to keep learning.
Yeah,
right. You just have to
totally.
keep learning.
And how do you keep that curiosity for yourself?
I think that I thought about this the other day. I was like, I think I'm learning every day.
Yeah.
Right. I'm learning
Yeah.
every day. I can have a meeting with a fairly new, younger, junior talent on my team. They can say something, and I'm like, wow, that's so great. I never really thought about it
Yeah.
from that perspective or in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so people of all levels, in and out of every day, I feel like I'm trying to learn from.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that's cool about the agency side too, is you're meeting with all these different partners, you're meeting with all these different brands, so you get to see, you're sitting in the center of so many interesting conversations, and so you're constantly learning. Whereas sometimes when you're on, one or the other side, you can get a little bit stuck in the middle. So I think that would you say that like taking an agency role at some point in someone's career is a good move?
Absolutely. I think that's why I was curious to go over, and I think that's why I've stayed. And what you just said is exactly, I've loved being at the center of it all. It keeps you super sharp, right? We have to know, because we're agents, we have to know what's going on in the marketplace. We have to
totally.
know what's going on with our partners.
Sure.
We have to know what's going on with our clients' businesses. Like there's a lot, it keeps us, on our toes and fresh. And you're always reading articles. You're always, seeing what's going on. So that I always loved.
Obviously, you're a very busy person. You have a big team and you have a lot of responsibility. How do you maintain your kind of even keeledness? How do you like make sure that you have time for peace and quiet and, not getting kind of like, where do you find peace, I guess?
I find peace with my family. So I love being home with my husband and my kids, and being in some really comfy clothes, right? That's kind of my peace is taking off the high heels and putting on some comfy clothes and hanging out with my family.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Especially after a week, like when you're away at something like this where it's full on, and then to have that like peace in your home is like so nice to go back to. I just came back from a 2-week vacation and I'm like, I want to go home. Yeah. Okay, cool. Is there anything that like you're excited about for 2025?
There's so much. I think from a Zentih and a Publicis perspective and a larger marketplace perspective, we're really excited about the things that we're rolling out. And there's a lot going on in the marketplace.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different, mergers and acquisitions, and so there's a lot going on in the marketplace. And we're just really excited with what we want to focus on in in 25, which is really just like connecting media and telling this like really consistent but innovative story for our clients. And
Yeah.
so we're in a good position to be able to like really focus in on what we want to do.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Do you have any predictions for anything for this year?
Oh, for anything. I don't know. This will be just my prediction is that I think the partner in the marketplace is going to look very different by the end of the year. So I
Interesting.
really do think that
Consolidation?
yes,
or?
consolidations, and I mean they just announced a new streaming service, direct to consumer streaming service just this morning. So
Hulu, Fubo.
so yes,
Fubolo?
exactly.
Fubulu?
Yep, Fubo. Yep. Yes. So I just think it's going to be stay on your toes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, consolidation, mergers and acquisitions, and so it's going to be a really interesting year, and but again, a good year for us to really focus in on our clients' businesses and just stay true to what we're doing at Publicis. So
That's great.
yeah.
Is there anything you're excited about in terms of like tech that you've seen around CES or innovation that you've kind of seen that you're like, oh, that's gonna be big for us?
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen anything as far as just because we literally just got here.
Well, right, that's true.
We just got here. But we have some things that we're really excited about. We've launched our Core ID. Core AI, I should say. So our Core AI products and our clients are up and running, and we now kind of know what we want to accomplish in 25, and then what it's going to look like in 26. So that's really exciting, and yeah, so that's really like the biggest.
Yeah. Do you use AI personally?
So yes.
Favorite
Yes.
application of AI?
I would say, I mean, I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but yeah, I was like, no, but
No, I
yeah.
mean just like how you use it. Like, do you use it for like meal planning? Do you use it for?
A friend of mine said it is life-changing for meal planning.
Okay.
Life-changing.
Okay.
And to just go on Chat GPT and start,
Okay.
start meal planning, which
Yeah.
I have not done.
Yes.
So I'm excited to try that.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Molly. I appreciate
Yeah.
you coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.